Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Have you ever just accidentally, potentially stumbled upon a unicorn? Well, that could be what happened to me this past week. So, I was trying to get some footage and some things set up for, when I'm heading to Italy, which I'm in Italy right now. If you're watching this video, I'm sure I'm probably in class. I'm probably having a great time. Outstanding. But I happen to be going to 13 Colony Distilleries last week. And when I got there, they had said that, hey, we've got this new distillery only bottle that's dropping today. Would you be interested in something like this? And I had also had somebody that's a member of the channel had mentioned it earlier. And I was like, well, as a matter of fact, I really, really would. So this has been sitting out here for a few days, and no one's really, to this point, asked anything about it. So this is 13th Colony Southern Bourbon Cask Strength. And I know that there's a 13th Colony Southern Bourbon Cask Strength right here. But the one thing that this doesn't have that signifies what makes it so different is this is their first batch that they've done an Amburana cask. So this will be distillery only. They did one barrel of it. When it's gone, it's gone. I had the opportunity if I wanted to buy two bottles. I said, no, let's just do one because I know that when people come to that tour and they have an opportunity for something super new, and they'll have an opportunity for a maximum of two, that I want to leave one at least there on the shelf so somebody else will have that opportunity. And it's funny because Meg is awesome. She says, you sure you only want one? I said, I'll probably kick myself later, but I want to leave opportunities for somebody else because, this is the only one they've done. Now, may they do more in the future? Yes. And I'll tell you, they're such gracious, gracious people. Any person I've ever dealt with there has been outstanding. But, even though I wasn't taking a tour, I asked Megan, I said, hey, can I get a little footage of some of the stuff? And she's like, yeah, just don't go out into this area where they're doing the work and they're doing the mash and stuff. I said, no, that's cool. So I'm out there and I'm taking some footage and her husband, Brian, comes out and he's an amazing guy. He works hand in hand with Graham all day long, who's her master distiller. He's the one that gets all the bottling done, gets everything set up, and maybe gets to help sample some things with Graham along the way. But Graham is the one that always picks the barrels at the end of the day and stuff. But he just sat there and we just talked for a little bit, and just I've got some footage of 2024 and 2025 barrels they're using for double oak, and we talked for a while, and it just about some other things that they're working on, which is that's their thing, and I'm not going to say anything about that. But just some of the neat stuff that they're doing, and I just absolutely love that, and we talked about a couple other content creators that have come out and picked some barrels and stuff, and it was exciting and stuff, and so I was, I just had a nice time that they Megan and Brian just both just took the time to just be sociable and friendly, and that's just what I always, it's kind of become the standard there. They don't have to do those things, but they choose to do those things, and it shows a lot about the character of who they are and what that company is, and I absolutely appreciate it. So at the end of the video, there will be a little bit of footage about 13th Colony, but it's funny because I was rolling footage, and then Brian and I started talking, and I cut it off, and I didn't, I wasn't rolling any more footage at that point. But there is some footage when I was there at the distillery. I picked this up. So what's making this special is the Amburana finish. This is their first in the Amburana finish. And if you notice, there's a couple pours missing out of here already. I haven't had it, but I have this tendency to pour samples so somebody else can try it first, because I'm like, look, I know I'm headed out of town. I know I wanted to get some of these videos done. and they did not publicize this, um, at the distillery. They wanted to kind of, just kind of be a nice surprise for people that came in. And so I was talking with Megan, and she runs the tours on Saturdays, and I said, hey, I was going to do some videos on that and stuff, and she says, you know, we want to make sure that people get an opportunity for this, And I said, well, I don't, I know you guys got a tour coming up Saturday. Let's just wait till after Saturday where I do a video. So they're just not people just rushing in there to grab everything, and the people that have already set up for the tours have an opportunity. The people that had the tour set up didn't know it was going to be there, so it gives them a nice opportunity instead of someone rushing in and buying 2 bottles at a time with some of their buddies, and now they're flipped, and nobody else that was naturally going to be there will get some. So I said, I think maybe after Saturday would be the best way to do that. So let's get into this. So this is 129.6 proof Southern bourbon that it spent 4 additional weeks in an Amburana cask. And those that don't know, the Amburana finish gives a heavy, heavy cinnamon presence. And it doesn't have to stay in the barrel very long. You're talking more of weeks or days as opposed to months for it really to imbue that finish into the product. And I like heavy cinnamon presences in my bourbons, and I specifically hunt the Amburana cask finish. Man. So you get some sweet corn, you get some of that cinnamon, you get some of the vanilla, you get some of the caramel right off the bat. Light oak presence on it. A lot of fantastic things going there. Um, for the Patreons, this will be an opportunity for that November sample 6-pack. I think I'm going to change the 6-pack up a little bit where I'm just going to put out the bottles that are available that month, and I'll let you guys decide. So this will be one of the opportunities if you're in that $5 or $15 level. If you're a winner, one of the opportunities you could have for a 2-ounce pour. I get almost a tiny bit of a hint of a buttery popcorn on this too. So this is going to be outstanding. Let's go ahead and give it a taste, see what we got. Wow. So cinnamon, and cinnamon, but not overpowering cinnamon. You kind of get that, and there's different ways I kind of describe the Amburana. There's that, um, there's that kind of red, the toothpicks that used to have the cinnamon in them. You kind of got that kind of cinnamon going on, a little bit of a spicier cinnamon. You get some cinnamon that's, kind of like a baked item that you get some cinnamon. And then you get another that's kind of like that cinnamon toast crunch type of thing going on. I'm kind of getting that cinnamon toast crunch, cinnamon roll type of thing going on right there. I do actually get some, a little bit of like a buttered popcorn on this, which is, I think, outstanding, along with that cinnamon. This does not drink 129 proof, which is going to make this so dangerous. You do get a little bit of spice on the tongue there, and it could be, even though it doesn't drink through here, you do get a hug, but it doesn't burn you up. It could be a tiny bit of that proof, but it doesn't drink young and proofy. I think this is a 5-year, and you got to remember that in this area where you have that humidity and that climate change. I think that their annual humidity in America is like 72%, and they have an annual climate change on a day-to-day basis of about 20 degrees. So you get a lot of this bourbon cycling. Oh, sorry, that was my cat over there. You get a lot of this bourbon cycling through the barrels, and expanding and contracting daily. And so it really, really makes for a product, even though at 5 years, you would think it's a young bourbon. It's really gone through an incredible life cycle, and it drinks a lot smoother than something you would expect for a 5-year bourbon. It's got a silky mouthfeel to it. It coats the tongue well. And that cinnamon is exploding through there again. You get some of the vanillas. You're getting some caramel in there. Like I said, you got kind of a buttered popcorn. You got the cinnamon that's going on. That's kind of like a cross between the Cinnamon Toast Crunch and a nice cinnamon roll. The one thing that's really surprised me on this is how smooth it is on the mouth, how viscous this is. And I think that, man, they are definitely onto something with this. This is a product that I could see that if you're an Amburana. So Richard tried to get me, but I think I thwarted his actions this morning. Getting closer to Halloween. Sometimes Richard likes to come out a little more at that time. That's okay. So let me get back to this. For a product that is 5 years, we talked about the heat cycle, the humidity in the area. It really matures this product faster than other areas. So that's what absolutely blows me away about this, is for it to be this smooth, have this much of a mouthfeel, to not have that burn for 129 proof. It shows that this is a special area. It shows that they know what they're doing. And even at a 5-year product, it's drinking like something that's 10 plus years just because of the mouthfeel. I should have got a second bottle. That's how good this is. If you happen to have that opportunity, and I know it's a very local thing and it's not going to be available at all, I could see this potentially as a giveaway in the future for a sample, because I like people to try bourbon. I made the comment the other day, and I probably need to go ahead and patent this comment. If you're a philosophy person, if the tree falls in the forest doesn't make a sound. Well, if you're the only one to ever drink a bourbon, is it really any good? Type of thing there. So if you're not sharing bourbon with people, especially something that's good, you could talk about it all day long, but anyone else is going to be like, well, okay, I don't know if it's really any good. I've never sampled it. I've never tried it. They can't validate maybe what you said. We may taste different things and they may not be their thing, but at least they have an opportunity to validate and go, you're full of crap, or wow, this was something pretty special. So bourbon shared is an important thing. So that's why I like to do the samples. I want people to try something that maybe they won't have that opportunity to try. So, was that bourbon any good? If it's not shared, no one else will ever know. So maybe looking forward to doing something with this one in the future. I know that Patreons will have an opportunity if they choose one of these as one of their 2-ounce samples for the November pack. It's there. Absolutely love the things the 13th Colony is doing. Like I said, I got a short little video, have a little music to it, because I know Brian and I were talking a little bit, and then I kind of stopped videoing. But I just had such a nice conversation. I just didn't want to hold them up anymore, because they took their time, Megan and Brian, to spend some time with me there, and I absolutely appreciate it. Anyone that's going to the distillery and pick one of these up, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Prentice, one of the members of this channel, you've got a bottle. I can't wait to get your thoughts when you crack it. I think you were probably one of the first people to actually get this bottle. So I'm very excited for Prentice. Prentice has done a fantastic job. He was able to acquire a 13th Colony Double Oaked. He's got one of these bottles. So Prentice is doing a fantastic job, and I think him and another local guy are. And I'm not going to put too much out there, but I think they're going to start one of their own channels, and I will absolutely be supporting them when they do that. So definitely looking forward to that as well. But I hope you all have an amazing day. I know that the start of the week is here, but you know what? We're making it through Monday. I hope that your work time goes fast, your off time goes slow. But most importantly, I hope you have an amazing day. God bless.